All right, let's jump right into it. Today we're unpacking a really fascinating platform that's designed to tackle our deepest and, honestly, sometimes our most everyday curiosities. It's called World of Questions, and it's positioning itself as the absolute ultimate Q&A destination. You know, as human beings, we are literally hardwired to ask why from the moment we can speak, right? And this platform leans heavily into that innate psychological itch. So, in this explainer, we're going to look at exactly how it operates, the incredible massive spectrum of topics it covers, and how it actually relies directly on you, the curious learner, to keep its engine running. It's a remarkably clever concept, so let's break down the whole shebang.
So instead of kicking things off with something highly academic or impossibly dense, they hook you immediately with a classic domestic mystery. Like, have you ever wondered if keeping eggs in the fridge is right or wrong? It is a brilliant strategy because, let's be real, it's a genuine kitchen dilemma that almost everyone has argued about at least once. I mean, half the world swears by the chilled egg, and the other half thinks it's an absolute culinary crime. By tapping into this, they ground the platform in everyday life. It essentially tells the user, hey, we care about the things you actually think about while you're just standing there staring into your kitchen. It's the perfect relatable entry point that makes you pause, look at your own groceries and think, wait a minute, is it actually right?
But then they execute this massive pivot. Literally, in the next breath, we are catapulted from the mundane reality of your refrigerator straight into the mind-bending scale of the cosmos. Like, how long can a human survive in space without a suit? This is a terrifying, extreme, and deeply fascinating scientific hypothetical. Going from egg storage to the lethal vacuum of space, like that is very intentional. Psychologically, it just wakes the brain up. It demonstrates that there are absolutely zero limits on the scope of their curiosity. You aren't just getting simple life hacks here, you are getting deep space survival physics.
And this brilliantly illustrates the platform's core strategy, which is essentially a micro to macro approach. On side A, you have everyday life, the micro stuff, like the egg dilemma. On side B, you've got the extreme unknown, the macro. The message here is incredibly clear. No question is too small, too domestic, or too overwhelmingly huge to ask. This powerful juxtaposition serves a really specific purpose, actually. It completely removes the intimidation factor. You don't need a PhD in astrophysics to ask a question here, but you can absolutely still ask PhD-level questions. It levels the playing field, making human curiosity entirely accessible, whether you're looking under your bed or out into the Milky Way. Okay, so once you ask these wildly varying questions, how does the platform actually handle them? Well, they guarantee correct factual answers, and they organize them into three core pillars: science, history, and fun facts. So whether you're dealing with the complex biology of food storage, ancient events of the past, like how were the pyramids actually constructed, or just quirky, obscure trivia, like why flamingos stand on one leg, they've built a structured framework to categorize and solve your queries. It's a huge promise of clarity and accuracy across a massive spectrum of human knowledge. They're essentially building this ever-expanding encyclopedia of answers, and it's driven entirely by what people are naturally wondering about on any given day.
Now you might be wondering, how do they source this endless stream of content? It's done through a highly interactive, beautifully simple loop. Step 1, subscribe. Step 2, write your question in the comments. Step 3, see it answered. It's a direct call to action that completely transforms the viewer from a passive consumer into an active creator. The platform doesn't just want to talk at you, it literally needs you to feed the machine. By placing the viewer's genuine curiosity at the absolute center of their production model, they guarantee that their content is always exactly what their audience actually wants to know. It's a perfect, self-sustaining ecosystem of learning.
And it all boils down to this powerful quote straight from the platform that just perfectly sums up the entire operation. They say, because your next question could be our next video. It's a fantastic hook that gives the viewer a real sense of ownership. You aren't just learning, you are directly shaping the curriculum. It's this great open invitation to let your mind wander and to get actual researched answers in return. So, after unpacking how World of Questions bridges the gap between the mundane and the massive, I want to leave you with this thought. If you had the world's attention for just one explainer, what is the one burning question you would ask?